Busting the world's oldest conspiracy by revealing the first writers' formats in the Bible. Have you ever wondered who is editing the Bible? These are some of the words written by the 1611 King James translators that are wrote in its preface. They state 4 reasons how anyone can re-edit the text in the Bible. Their third reason is by the light and feeling we attained unto ourselves. The next arrow down points to them writing, a great clerk, Gregory, is the divine, spelt with a capital D. At the bottom, they will tell you by studying the Bible, your reward is to have a participation in a heavenly nature. Whereas the Bible's words should be telling you how to be obedient to our Creator to enter into heaven. Now you know by their own words, they are not the good guys editing the Bible. Here, let me show you the 12 commandments that are listed in Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. Surprising, isn't it? Now let me show you how I changed one word in Exodus chapter 26, verse 26, the word bars to arches, and now you know that these planks make the hip roof for the tent for meeting for Yv. Why did I just use 2 letters for our Creator's name? Well, Hebrews did not have the letters J, O, or W in their language. Therefore, I am closer when I say the letters YV in English than anyone else. It is better to learn how to pronounce these 2 letters in Hebrew. Our Creator made me see Him 8 times, and these videos are my recording of how and why I am re-editing their text. Then all these books that I am editing will be made into one book in order. In my YouTube description, it has our Creator's hidden formats in a PDF of the same text. In fact, it is a message to everyone today and in the future. I have also made many different styles from these hidden formats for copyright reasons. All right, again, here I am. All right, this is going to be Isaiah 54, and if you need help on the formats, I will explain them as I find them. What I'm looking for as I go through the text is 2 major words connected with the least amount of words, small words. So you can see I've got quite a few here already lined up. Now this one really has only 1. Sometimes I will use this word. Sometimes it's just a small word because you need this to help out the other words sometimes, and it depends on the writer's style. So that's what I'm looking for as I'm breaking down these verses. Now, what I do is I just start talking about or I start saying the words so I get a feel for the writer and what's being said. So I guess I'll just start here and go from here. Shout for joy, barren one, you who have borne no child. Break forth into joyful shouting and cry aloud. Because this is a 3-verse format, where this is a statement, but these 2 aren't connecting together truthfully. Usually it's this first, in a 3-verse, usually this one is a statement, and these 2 connect together. But these 2 are connecting together. So what was the text that I had before here? Okay, this was talking about Jesus, his death on the cross, and it was a 4-verse pattern, or 4-verse format. So actually, because I've got to try to find a format here. Shout for joy. You barren one. Shout for joy, you have not borne. Well, if it there is no child, this should be bore, having, well, this would be born here. Shout for joy, you have borne. This should have like the word if in front. If you have borne no children. So this and this and this would be added. But then this would, I'm trying to figure out if how this could be a three verse. Shout for joy. I can already dig into the text here. Whoops, why didn't that work? Look, that's my cheat sheet, but how come it's not working? Maybe I have to switch files. This is not working right. There it did. It just popped up. Okay. It wasn't connecting to OBS. So I was having a problem if I push something and it's not going to OBS. So what I was going to do was I was going to bring you over here to the program. And but see how it's two Hebrew words here together? So they're using two words together to make this. So let me see here. Let me go back here. Okay. Shout for joy. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to put woman here. Or women here. So I'm going to change the word from there. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to use down here this next one, which they've done twice. So they didn't want to use it here. So I want to use it here. But this is wanting to connect to this. So maybe it is a 4-verse format. And it's going to be like this, like this, like this, and like this. And this is not really true. Is it connected here? Break forth into joyful shouting and cry aloud. who have not travailed. There's got to be a simpler word than travailed. And again, this text was added, so wait a second. Oops, it's not this color. This color. It's this color, not that color. And it's italic, meaning that they added that word. And I don't know why that this program is not doing that. I noticed didn't catch a word yesterday because I copied it from this program, and this program is so old it might not be catching some of these words, which is really a disappointment. Because I see this here word has also been added. I'd hate to have to go through all my text and check these, because I'm not seeing any here. There should have been like a few more words in fuchsia color, because if they're adding it, means it's not actually part of the manuscript. So what that's telling me that this can't be a 4-verse. This would have to be it's out. Oops, not out. What am I doing? It means this. So this would be here. And this would be a period. This would be a comma. Shout for joy, barren woman, you who have. And then it's not this. And then I'd have to say not born. So they would have had the word or none is how the original text would have been. Yeah, because that's in the text. So this would have been none. And I'm going to say it's yellow, and I'm going to add it as yellow here to help us read it today's language. Well, what a rough start for this video. So, so now this would be like this. Okay, now let's see if it's actually going to make something out of it. Desolate one will be more numerous than the sons of a married woman. Now, how can that be? I don't see that as a truthful statement, so how can it be truthful? This would be birth. They wouldn't have this word back then. That's why I'm. You who have not birthed. Or the sons. I don't think that has. This has. If you got here barren, you can't have. You just didn't birth a son. You had not birthed a son. I put a son here. Now it's the next group of women is what I'm thinking here. There's none. And then this would have to be the word or. I need the word or here. Or have not birthed a son. And then it's of a married woman. Of married females. And this is okay. Let me go on. Let's see what they're saying. You'll enlarge the place of your tent. Enlarge your tent. And curtains are like dividing for rooms. Okay. Stretch out curtains. But it's talking about tents down here. Enlarge your tent, lengthen your cords, and strengthen your pegs. Lengthen them would strengthen them so they didn't get uprooted. So lengthen your cords. And if I would say this, spare not the length of your cords. Okay, that's just extra. That, okay, so I've got this. Because you'll spread abroad to the right and left. Descendants will possess nations. Now we know that's not true. And they will resettle the desolate cities. But how can that be of this woman? And for those who are barren, that is our Creator's design. So it's not your fault, and there's no disgrace, by the way. So here, fear not, you will not be put to shame. There is no shame for our way our Creator assigns our lives. There is no disgrace. This is all false. And right now, all I got is gibberish. Not the most important thing here is your descendants will possess nations, but that's not true. They become tribes by marrying a son, already having a tribe and land. So that's not true. So what I'm thinking is, I'm thinking all this is not true because it's just about gibberish here. So I'm going to get rid of that. That's one of the first times in a very, very long time that I can say that. I think that's since the Psalms that I had to say, wait a second, this is not being truthful and saying a lot about nothing. And then when you get to the important words, that can't be true. Okay, for your husband is your maker, whose name is YV. Okay. And your Redeemer is the Holy One of Israel, who is called the God of all earth. This should be King. And he's not going to be the King of all earth, so hold on here. Who is called, who will be called. He'll be called King in heaven, but not on earth. So somehow called our King. I don't know if I'm putting too much influence on the text here. Let me see if called our King by everyone. Because that's truthful, and that's changing all to everyone is not big. And I don't know if this is prophet speaking or not yet, but this does tie with this. This is not true. Your Redeemer is a Savior. Your Savior is, you can't be holy, so I've been changing this word to highest. The one, he's the highest male. From, and here I've been changing this to Abraham. Now, why I'm changing it to Abraham, you've probably seen why before, but new video, got to introduce people to the text that our Creator started his everlasting promises with here. And then this would be a correct verse. Oops, a correct 4 verse. But it's starting here. Okay. Again. In Genesis 17:6, when his name goes from Abram to Abraham, he's going to establish his promises. And it's that from him, nations from him, and kings shall come forth from Abraham. And then down here in 18:18, In him, who is him? He's a king. All the nations of the earth will be blessed. And we don't know what the word blessed is. And it's really not nations, it's all the races on earth will be blessed. But we don't learn the blessing until David's time about a king in heaven. And so, from Abraham. All right. For what has called you a wife forsaken? This is trying to tie it to the text above. Even like a wife, one whose youth she was rejected, says your God. A brief moment I forsook you, with a great compassion I will gather you. An outburst of anger, I hid my face from you for a moment, but everlasting kindness, I have compassion on you, says Whitey. Now here, he's your redeemer, but he gave Jesus that right to allow anyone into his kingdom. I can't say Whitey is your savior here, so. For this is like the days of Noah to me, when I swore that the waters of Noah should not be waters of Noah. That's definitely wrong. Should not be. Sworn that I will not be angry with you, nor will I rebuke you. But he does reject those who do not obey him. They're not going into heaven. That's why after Jesus' second coming, our Creator is going to separate all the evil ones forever from our Creator. No, we know this is oversalted. Looked at one storm and tossed, not covered. Stones. What, I know they didn't have this word 1,000 years ago. What word could they have had? Nope. I guess there's not another like word for this. So that is odd. So odd. Let's go take a look at it, because it's going to probably be one of those words that probably they maybe read it in Greek or something, that it's not, because all the Hebrew words aren't Hebrew words. So 11. Painted. That's no better either. Your stones are painted and your foundational. Yeah, it does. Painted sounds better here. Okay. Your battlements, rubies. Great. I don't think so. And the well-being of your sons will be great. Well, we're talking about entering into heaven as our reward for being obedient to our Creator. This is not, terror will not come near you. Well, that's, oh, if anyone fiercely assails you, that doesn't matter. This is, no. Jesus told us it's going to be wars to the end. Behold, I myself have created the smith who blows the fires on the fiery coals, brings out the weapons. Yeah. Okay. Nope, none of this is going to be here. Okay. Woe is there? Oh yeah. Woe everyone who thirsts comes to the water. You have no money, come buy and eat. You have no money, come and buy. How do you buy if you have no money? It would be come and eat. This word would be wrong. And you can't have come and eat. Without money and without cost. Or verse. No verse. Why do you spend money on what is not bread, and your wages what does not satisfy? Listen carefully to me and eat what is good, and delight yourself in the abundance. I don't know, is anybody eating really free? I mean, come on now. Listen that you may live forever. You're already going to live forever. So what's the point of this? Okay. Behold, I made him a witness to the people, a leader and commander for all. A king and commander for all the people, but that's did not know the nation which knows you. We run Holy One of Israel, for he has glorified you. This is just not being said truthfully, and I'm not seeing why I should try to work out words that are really not going to be truthful when I get done with them. So seek YV while he may be found. Seek YV while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. This is not our Creator. Obviously, they don't understand who our Creator is. Abundantly pardon. It's all about forgiveness, not abundantly pardon. How can you abundantly pardon? Anyways, my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my ways. Yes, our Creator's got to tell us the difference between us and him. That's sometimes the guys really make me laugh when I think about how is that logically possible, and it isn't. Heavens are higher than the earth. Obviously, so are my ways higher than your ways. Okay, and my thoughts over your thoughts. Okay, let's get on with something that's, give me something to work with here. As rain and snow come down, and they do not return. Well, boy, why was that? Why would that have to be said? There without water, watering the earth, make it bear, sprout and furnish, seeds to the sower and bread to the eater. See, they're trying to say things and not saying things at the same time. Yep. They don't understand the definition of who made everything. Just, for you will go out with joy and be led forth in peace. The mountains and hill will break forth with shouting of joy, and all before you and all the trees of the field will clap their hands. The fields have hands. The mountains have mountains and hills have will break forth and shout into joy. What does this have to do? I don't know if I should just keep continuing here until I find something, because it's only been 35 minutes and went through 2 chapters. There's nothing here today. So what's going on here? Who keeps from profaning? Well, let's get rid of this. Keeps and they're not Sabbath, they're holy days. When our Creator defines them as holy days, you should not be changing that word. You should be learning that our Creator give you a word for a purpose. Again, I'm not seeing anything here. This was said by YV. Well, that's 3 words. You don't preserve justice because you have to act for justice and do righteousness. Righteousness is being obedient to our Creator. So if you act with justice, you are doing righteousness. My salvation is about to come, and my righteousness will be revealed. No, that ain't working either. How blessed is the male who does this. So the man who takes hold. Keeps. This is not. It's a commandment. It says, do not work. You can't keep from profaning it by doing it. That's a sin. The 12 commandments are actually sins because you needed a sin offering. So this is not. Let not the foreigner who has joined himself to YV say, YV will surely separate me from his people. No, our Creator has always got, he set up the nation Israel to be an example for everybody how to live and to be obedient to our Creator. It's not a covenant. A covenant is not really the word covenant. It is a bunch of promises over time that make up a covenant. But the thing here is it's really, if you said everlasting promises, then yes. One promise that he says does become forever. The next one, the next one, the next one, the next one. They all become everlasting promises. That's why I named his book Everlasting Promises. So you can't come into his house within my walls. That's just wrong. You have to be actually anointed as a priest to go in, and there's not that many people that are in there. I think I once figured out right around 30 men were able to go in at one time. You had 12 priests, then a priest for the king, who was the highest priest. So you got 13. But then you needed assistants to help them. So you have one assistant, or do you have two assistants? And I imagine back farther in time, one assistant. And the high priest could most likely use these other priests to be there with him as his assistant. So it's not like someday I'll write that, but I think everybody should try to do some thinking on their own. Again, he's repeating the same words he said above that I threw out. I might as well throw them out here. In my house of prayer. No, that's it. The whole, his house or his tent was made for meeting with him. The priests were meeting with our Creator. He was shining, he was appearing as light above the mercy seat and then speaking to the priest, just as he was speaking to Abraham or as Moses. That's the way a prophet, he appears as light and speaks from his light in darkness. Burnt offerings, that's just wrong. Those already gathered. No, that, you know what's funny is, no, it's not. No, it's not funny. They corrupted the text. They didn't know. They knew what was happening, and they still kept rewriting the text. Yes, they're going to come eat. Okay. This is just, I'm getting bored reading this, and I'm not even going to look at them words. That was a disappointment. Okay, now that I'm going to work with here. This does sound like a story here that needs to be told. The righteous, well, man is male or female, so we know that. Anyway, I'm going to stop here, and boy, got to remake my thumbnails all over again. Sorry about that, but there's extra work to do today. So disappointed though, very disappointing. I'd like to find something that says yes.